Breaking Spectre here, coming to you with an update in regards to Google, our series we're covering on We the People Insider with our series You're Witnessing Watching the Destruction of the Old Guard. And we just finished up the first segment of Google here, and this little ditty just came across the feed here today. This is in regards to Google's Don't Be Evil slogan. So just today, Zero Hedge had an article that was by way of Meadow Clark, a submission to Daisy Luther's Organic Prepper blog. It says, Google used to have an iconic clause in its code of conduct that said, don't be evil. Yet the clause was recently and quietly sent down the memory hole. Isn't that interesting? And in that article, she highlights a few. I didn't pick all of them out, but just some notables here. First of which is the one back to May 18th, 2018 out of Gizmodo. Google's unofficial motto has long been the simple phrase, don't be evil, but that's over according to the code of conduct that Google distributes to its employees. The phrase was removed sometime in late April or early May and had to go back to the Wayback Machine in the archives to try and find what it actually stated. And here it is. It says, don't be evil. Googlers generally apply those words to how we serve our users, but don't be evil is much more than that. Yes, it's about providing our users unbiased access to information, focusing on their needs, and giving them the best products and services that we can. But it's also about doing the right thing, more generally, following the law, acting honorably, and treating coworkers with courtesy and respect. The Google Code of Conduct is one of the ways we put don't be evil into practice. It's built around the recognition that everything we do in connection with our work at Google will be, and should be, measured against the highest possible standards of ethical business conduct. Now measure that against the things we see in the news. Interesting, huh? October 15th, 2013, the article references this article out of The Atlantic. What is evil to Google? So who sets the bar? And in that article, they go back to Alphabet's investor relations from their actual 2004 founders IPO letter. Don't be evil. We believe strongly that in the long term, we will be better served as shareholders in all other ways by a company that does good things for the world, even if we forego some short-term gains. This is an important aspect of our culture and is broadly shared within the company. And you can pause it here and read the rest of that if you desire. Also, what's interesting is it goes on to state that in an NPR interview earlier this year, former CEO and executive chairman Eric Schmidt justified the policy with a paradigmatic example. So what happens is, I'm sitting in this meeting and we're having this debate about an advertising product. And one of the engineers pounds his fist on the table and says, that's evil. And then the whole conversation stops. Everyone goes into conniptions, and eventually we stop the project. So it did work. Well, apparently Mr. Schmidt must not have ever heeded his own call, given that he resigned as soon as the executive order last year, almost 1 year to the date, mind you, hit the airwaves. Nonetheless, May 21st of this year, Google just quietly removed references to Don't Be Evil. And of course, we saw that some employees resigned this month over the company's autonomous weapons project. And in that, the updated code of conduct comes as artificial intelligence researchers call for Google to abandon a project developing AI technology for the military. So obviously some things are being rubbed the wrong way with the folks who are working at Google, and semi-open revolt about it. And last but not least, if you go through the actual investor relations stuff today, you will indeed see that section has been removed, and the only mention that is there is toward the very end after the conclusion. It says, and remember, don't be evil, and if you see something that you think isn't right, speak up. And that's updated as of April 5th, 2018. So I figured I'd just bring that to your attention. It was an interesting catch, given that we are going through the Google stuff here, and do tune back to We the People Insider, and we'll pick up with part 2 of the reading of how the CIA formed Google here shortly. Thanks again. Breaking Spectre signing off.